Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back with another video of Langrisser. And before we start, I'm going to give you guys a couple announcements, one related to Langrisser and one that's mostly for my channel as a whole. So let's talk about my channel's content first before we go on the Langrisser. So the first one is of course for my channel. The new game just released for I'm gonna cover shortly after today, later today I mean, and that game is PvZ Replanted, or known as Plants vs Zombies Replanted. Yep, the old classic game from the past, it has returned into the modern times, of course, in the world of 2025. I mean the year, of course, and also there are actually a lot of things I'm excited to show there because this actually brings back a lot of good memories with the game, of course. But of course, there will be some stuff that I may have to address, which is like most critical thinking. But however, that will come at a later time because this is Langrisser video, not a PvZ video. So tune in for that one, which I'll express how I like the game and also how I'm concerned about, because there are actually a lot of things that might be bad for that game, just to say. So yeah, tune in for that one. And now let's move on to the next announcement I'd like to talk about, which is related to Langrisser Mobile. Anyways, Langrisser Mobile, it's on the rise of like having good content, but at the same time, there's been some discussions like with Mythos Z saying there's like some decline going on with the game, which I could totally see that happening because for one, some players that we have well known have already left. So if you remember, I don't know if any of you guys remember the player named Ozma, and also countless others like Loomis. I mean, that's already a long time. Even Nitro. All these people that used to playing this game are no longer with us. What I mean no longer with us is that they have stopped playing. Like some of my friends here, like Average Moon, he's no longer playing, which I don't know if this person was a guild leader for my guild. Let me take a look. Just to see. Nope, that person's not my guild leader. Okay, not guild leader, vice leader. I mean, I'm just checking. Like some of the players that I played with in the past are no longer playing. Wajin's no longer playing. Kuji N9 has retired. I think not too long ago, like a month ago actually. Wajin is 124 days on the last login. Tyler was my former guild leader, but he passed the leadership to me initially before he left, and then comes back on Bright Summer major update because Bright Summer is his favorite character, Chris specifically. So yeah, what I'm saying is that with many players left the game, this might actually lead to like bad active player amounts eventually, because there are some players who have played and then left entirely because they feel like it's time for them to put a foot down and then play wherever they enjoy the most. And burnouts is another factor, just saying. So yeah, there are actually some things that Langrisser probably needs to change at some point. Of course, they always implement changes to make things better, but as of right now, some people just straight up leaves, which I couldn't blame them because keep maintaining the account like this, like forever like that, like for me, I log in at least once a day. This could become really stressful at times. But for me, I had to do that because it's actually part of my Langrisser's content, of course. I had to make sure I log into this account as long as possible, daily at least. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing, which is let's talk about the events here. Yeah, finally, after a lot of yapping or something. But I mean, it's not really yapping; it's just explaining things that I initially thought this would be could be something that Leon can look into and then keep the players as long as possible. So anyways, let's talk about the events here. So we got 7-day Explorer log, and this one is a login event for 7 days, of course. If you didn't guess what this name implies. So let's see what this is. Right, sampling. I think this is a randomizer reward. Let's see. Yeah, it is randomizer. Okay. So you get this today, like including the including the random stuff like 300, 3,000 those gold medals and also two of the random goodies, and which I got was a key and a gold. And then there's a surprising announcement here. Like initially I thought they're not gonna announce this at all, but it looks like they are finally here. So they were previously issued in the banner lineup through starting on the second week of the MU, but it looks like they moved it to the last week of the MU, which is quite interesting because Zealand likes to change things for global apparently. So we got AO return starting this week until the 19th of November. So let's see what date is that one. November 19th. That is hold on. That looks like a 4-week cycle. Hold on, miss it. Hold on a second. A 4-week a 4-week banner. Interesting. And same with Watham and also Apo. All of them will be here for 4 weeks. So yep, you have plenty of time to get these characters if you have missed them previously. That's a nice thing to note. And then we have a Ultra Freedom Aniki. This one features an exclusive skin for Randele. Yeah, initially I thought they stopped making new Aniki skins, but I guess they started to continue making those again. So this skin is a Cat Randele skin. So anyways, I remember how Boomerang expresses like many characters in the game in Langrisser. Zealand is obsessed with animal skins, like cats mostly. And Randele is the new candidate for a cat skin. Pretty cute, don't you think? And even the description says, so even chaos-loving scholars can sleep through an alarm, and then meow. That is just too funny. And we also have the Bunny Z2 here available, as well as the Pirate Lightbringer, a Dengelmo. I think this is the old Aniki skin is finally back. And then there's also Werner with the sci-fi skin. I don't know if this is considered sci-fi, but the sword itself, like this one, kind of looks like a lightsaber to me. But anyways, we also have the Aniki's Glamour Studio. This one is let's see what this is. Let's see what this event is about. It's one of those events. You need to light up those pieces, which is very easy to do. You just need to complete your usual quests, like you see down here. So basically, you can get them all just by completing your dailies as usual, and you can get up to 6 per day. So make sure you log in every day to get this light up. And this one is important towards the crossover, by the way. You can already tell. These puzzle pieces represents the next crossover we'll be getting in next week. And that crossover is none other than Fairy Tail, which a lot of people are quite excited about. You can already see Happy's face right here. So yep. So we're getting Fairy Tail in about a week, which is pretty exciting. So who's excited for Fairy Tail? I know a lot of people are, and including myself, of course. And we also have Oson Summon featuring the Tensei characters. Well, not all Tensei, by the way, if you're wondering. And then we also have the Heroes of Destiny featuring Luna, Liana, and Bozo. I almost said Tiana for a second. I was like, wait a minute, Tiana's not part of this. Okay, I think that's all the events here. Now let's move on to the store and see what we got here. So the store, we got some skins returning, including some Halloween ones, but sadly, initially I thought they're going to bring Elvis' skin here, but maybe not this week, but maybe next week. So this one has all the Halloween skins from the past, which includes Eshin's Halloween skin, Christian's I don't know what kind of skin that was, but for some reason they considered it as a Halloween skin. Kinda in some ways, but I don't know why. I thought that was a cowgirl skin, but no, this is like a Halloween costume somehow. And we also have Almeida in the octopus skin. And we also have Omega looking like this. Looks pretty nice. We also have Lucretia's Halloween skin returning. And finally we got Jerome Leida's skin returning as well. And funny enough, they are the only ones that have not received a new skin. which I understand because it's not many people use Durham Leda right now, but maybe in the future there will be some niche plays that some people may use them, but as of right now they're only sticking with one skin, which is Halloween skin. And now let's talk about the gift packs here. I'm gonna give a brief what they are. So, $2.99 you get these shown here. Good deal. A Halloween mystery box, 5 training vouchers, and one of those jewel casting collection. I think this one. Let's see what this one does. Oh, this is accessory castings. Okay, I see. So it's $4.99. And Halloween special, 6 training vouchers, 50 of those challenge points for $9.99. A little bit of a kickback, but hey, at least this is worth it. I mean, unless you're a big spender, but honestly, this is still a good deal for just $9.99. But if you're not a spender, please do not risk it. And then we also have Halloween costume gift. If you need something to be like be on the fashion side, this pack is for you for $12.99. You get 8 of those training vouchers. On top of that, you also get skin vouchers as well. Enough for a standard skin of any type you want. We also have the Boon of Radiant patterns for your casting patterns for level 6 to 9 upgrades, and also some gold on top of that for $41.99. A pretty big price there, but if you're a big spender and you don't mind spending, then it powers to you. But for me, I would suggest you guys not to do this because for one, if you're just gonna spend this without reasons, whatever, yeah, that's not a good look. We also have a Luminance Radiance Enchant Pack. This is $59.99. You get these shown here for your gear and also your class mastery. Pretty useful. For $59.99, it is a higher price. So yep, vote with your wallet. If you need it, go for it. If not, just ignore it. And then we also have Easy Pickings. This one is $2.99. It's a pretty small price to pay, but however, you do get a good amount of stuff in return, which includes some Burroughs Big Burger for extra stamina, 10 extra sweep clearances, and also 2 of those work permits if you need to skip certain PvE stories or time rifts. That is for you to use. And that's roughly it here. So yep, let's move on to the next thing, which of course don't forget to claim your maintenance compensation and also some of the rewards for other things. There we go. And now let's go to the banners reminder. So that I'll give you guys like a heads up of what's going to be happening. So since this is the final week of the current major update, Elvis and Rare's major banners are going to be leaving by the end of this week. So if you need these characters, I would highly recommend you pull for them before they disappear. And then when they disappear, they'll be gone until they. They can still be summoned as the off-banner units, but it'll be harder to get them. So if you need them right now, do so as soon as possible. But if you already got them both and you're saving up for your collab characters that's coming in the next week, yep, just save up. No need to do anything else here. And then for the awesome summon for Langrisser Mobile Arc 1 and 2, they will be leaving by the end of this week. So if you need some catch to do on the Mobile Arc characters, this is the perfect opportunity to get them, because there are actually a couple units in here that are pretty viable. And also in the future we'll be seeing SP Yulia, but we're not sure when that's going to happen, because as of right now, they have not announced their SP class yet. Even in CN, not yet at least. And then we also have the also summon for Tensei units. Those will be here for 2 weeks. So yep, there are actually a lot of good units in this lineup. Which fortunately for me, I don't have to summon here because I already got them all. And then we also have Apotheosis. They'll be here for 4 weeks, so you don't have to worry about them leaving too soon because they'll be here for a long time. Same with AO, and then wait them. So for my recommendations, I'll say pull for Apo if you don't have him already, and if you don't have AO, pull for her as well. But I mean right now she's kind of in a rough spot when she's competing with Randele, but in the future they both can be viable. So just keep that in mind when you're using Awaken 1. And then as for the Watham unit, he's kind of tricky to use, but he is still useful with the addition of his casting and his exclusive. So with those two added to his kit, it actually makes him somewhat usable in Apex meta. But as of right now, Apo is probably a better choice because of the loot control mechanic that he gets and other things. And then we also have Heroes of Destiny for 2 weeks, featuring Bozo, Liana, and Luna. Liana is a must grab for sure. Bozo also a must grab, and so is Luna, because pretty soon Bozo's gonna have his SP in the future. But for Liana, she's not gonna get SP just yet. But as of right now, it's not confirmed. But I'm just saying, what if one day we get Liana SP? That would be interesting to see. But we already got SP Tiara, so that might not be throwing that out of the window. So Liana might be next after Yulia, but we had to see how this goes. The radar banner featuring Virelia and Prezia, they will be leaving by the end of this week. So if you need these characters, like Prezia for bond unlocking for most characters from the Tolivar story, this is a good opportunity to do so. Virelia, the AoE nuker for magic, is going to be also leaving. So if you need these two characters, by all means, pull for them. But if you're not going to risk it, I couldn't blame you, because crossovers are a big importance for the game, and they are one and only time they'll be in the game for quite a while, for at least like 4 weeks in total. And once they're gone, they're gone. So yeah, I cannot blame you for that, because unlike these characters like the Virelia and Prezia, they're not like a limited time unit, so they will be back for sure, but not for the collab characters. So I think the best option for all of you, if you want to be a hero collectors, prioritizes your summons towards the limited ones, because they are not going to be back for a long time, of course. Crossovers is actually pretty very long time, because we will not get a rerun ever since. So for the best advice, save your resources for the limited time collab characters, because these ones are very rare. And then for Legion of Glory, Destiny Summon, this will be leaving by the end of this week. And this one, if you don't have Lightbringer, Ricky, or Caroline, this is not bad for pickup. But if you're not planning to summon for this, that's totally fine, because I get you're trying to save your resources for Fairy Tail, which understandable. So yeah, keep saving if you don't feel like spending your resources here, which is totally fine by me. And that's roughly it for this video. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all find this video helpful and informative. And tune in for the new game coming soon. And also another game I'd like to cover in the future, but right now it's not the time. But I'll let you guys know what game am I going to talk about later. So anyways, tune in for PvZ Replanted when that time comes. Until then, see you all next time for more. And don't forget to subscribe, of course.